Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. Hey, just got done hosting the ESPYs. Okay, he's had a big off season. He was a part of a couple of the evenings to raise money. Russell Wilson potentially could go play this 60-game season for the Yankees and with the Yankees because he is a professional baseball player as well. A lot of people talk about Kyler Murray, how he was the first overall pick in the NFL draft and like top 5 in the MLB or whatever. Russell Wilson at this point would be able to do both, but nobody ever gives the guy credit. If he wanted to go to this July 1st spring training 2.0, Russell Wilson could do that, no problem at all. Probably pick it up because he is looking damn good. He and DK Metcalf, the man from Ole Miss, who is they look like they are on the same page at this time. I don't know if that's a baseball field or Russell Wilson's backyard, but whatever they got going on, Russell Wilson looks damn good. This deep ball that he drops down from the clouds into the bucket for DK Metcalf, who's taller, faster, and really, really strong. Their relationship, their chemistry was something that grew very mightily last year, and now that they're working this offseason, one-handed grabs by DK Metcalf. He was the guy that ran the three-cone drill slower than Tom Brady, but everything else was next level, and some teams cut him off and said, oh, well, he's not going to be able to move laterally. He also, Pete Carroll took his shirt off whenever he met with him and had his shirt off for the entire meeting. I mean, this is a match made in heaven, and Russell Wilson looks like he is in prime-time mid-season form, and is that because he's getting ready for spring training 2.0 with the Yankees? Something to think about.
Bring him down.
I can't believe Russ is out there practicing with teammates when they was specifically told not
That's
to.
what I was going to say.
They said groups, though. I didn't say pairs.
Well, we got a camera guy. We got a...
Nah, but look how far away the shot is. That shot was very far. I actually said a couple times, pretty poor shot angle here because they're trying to stay socially distant away. And look, that's why they're only throwing deep balls and outs and fades, because he knows he's not allowed to be next to him.
I mean, maybe, but I think at the very least we might be talking slap on the wrist to spend him 6 games. For
well, if we're going to talk about Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf getting better on a baseball field, that could potentially be his backyard because he is also a professional baseball player. We got to talk about Tom Brady and Gronk just flexing on the NFLPA doctor. By the way, NFLPA doctor, I didn't even know that position existed until he started talking about whatever he was talking, Dr. Thom. But right after the announcement was made, do not be practicing in groups. Tom Brady, Gronk, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the boys out down there in the orange soda, orange cream thing. Creamsicle color orange, say no excuses. Hey, Doc, no excuses. We're going to get better down here. Learning a new offense, learning a new terms, learning new lingo, learning new teammates. We got to get to work. Listen, pal, I know the NFLPA doctor said they can't be working out in groups strictly because they're saying that so that whenever there's some sort of legal filing that happens whenever training camp comes around between the NFL and the NFLPA, they have to have that statement out there. But I don't think any player is going to listen to that. And do I think it's a good idea? I don't know. I guess we'll find out with the repercussions of COVID-19 here in a couple of weeks.
How do you think it feels for Tom? How good does it feel that now that he's on the Bucs, he could go out and do things like this? But like if he did this on the Patriots, everyone would be calling for like a 4 to 6 game suspension.
Yeah, especially whenever he was doing his backyard workouts with Julian Edelman and Gronk, I would assume those things would get heightened a bit. And I think you kind of just took quite a massive shot at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, saying that they're not important enough for a penalty. Is that what you just did?
No.
Sure, sound like that.
No.
It sounded awful.
It sounded like that's what you did to the Tampa Bay
I'm
Buccaneers.
okay if it did, either way.
Well, we got a lot of friends down there. For a lot of friends of the show, by the way, down there on Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Diggs doesn't care. Clyde Christensen, Bruce Arians, don't worry about those guys, right? This is kind of their swan song putting a team together. But I think that NFLPA doctor that made that announcement a couple of days ago, everybody that was a player saw that for what it was, which was a legal move to say that they didn't think that kind of covers their ass, a little CYA situation. But every time video pops up of these teams working out, I'm like, hey, we're getting close to July 28th, training camp check-in day. 26 teams checking in July 28th. Foch comes out a week ago, tries to drop an elbow, and the NFL's doctor, who I didn't know existed either, goes, excuse me, pipe, Don, Foch, you worry about the civilians, we'll worry about the NFL. How come you didn't come after the MLB? They got their local stadiums operating on local county, city, state ordinances, which is what the NFL says they will be doing as well. But the NFLPA doctor had to come out in a legal fashion and go, hey, we got to cover our ass. We do not want you guys doing this because if you get COVID-19 and get anybody else sick, that's on you. The NFLPA does not condone this type of thing. And the player's like, cool, just get us our Madden checks, dog. We'll keep it moving over here and get to work.
How huge is it going to be if like the mayor of a city or the governor of a state is a huge fan of that team and lets fans in for their home games versus a state or county that doesn't let fans in for their home games.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal, business-wise, too. And you got to think, who has close relationships with the governor, the mayors? Which teams have the closest relationships with their state ordinances? Because, is that right, ordinances?
Sure, yeah.
Sound weird coming out.
Nailed it.
Feels good.
Well done.
I believe it can be used in war terms as well.
What's that?
An ordinance.
Well, that's like north, south, east, west, right? Whenever you give like the degrees of an ordinate. No.
Coordinate.
Coordinate.
C.
It's all in there.
C silent.
But anyways, which teams, because the NFL owners, by the way, are, I believe, pretty stubborn individuals whenever they think about things. And Darren Woodson said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today. Coronavirus is going to have to get out of the way if the NFL. That is how the NFL is going to view it. And I'll be excited to see which governors, which mayors do work with the NFL and be like, hey, you can have it. And then the MLB teams are going to be like, wait a minute. You guys can have it too. Yeah, I know your season's about over, but you guys can have it as well. It's going to be interesting to see how people roll back into this. Which states do what? Who allows what? Because there's a big situation brewing right now about, hey, we're the safest. We are looking out for the human life more than anybody else. And then there's we just want to get back to our life. We'll just deal with this as it goes. And those two are at some point going to have to meet because the NFL spans both of those viewpoints, and the MLB does as well. And if they're playing locally, it will be interesting to see how this plays out.
I'm sure this happened in a lot of cities yesterday, but probably before that article came out, about 20-30% of people wearing masks. After that article came out, about 95% of people wearing masks.
Yeah, there's a lot of masks out there.
There's a lot of, like in Pittsburgh, I bet you a lot of Yinzers wearing masks today because they want to go to football camp.
Wiz Khalifa, though, said he ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's disappointing.
He's really out and about, though.
Miss me with those masks, I believe.
Disappointing.
Wiz Khalifa said it. That's
disappointing.
What's disappointing?
That he said he's not going to support the team.
I don't think he lives in Pittsburgh anymore either, so whatever he's doing does not affect what's going on in the Pittsburgh ordinances. Because the NFL did say, we'll listen to the city, the county, the state that it's in. There will be plenty of different options and looks and optics, I believe, this season for a lot of NFL teams. The Miami Dolphins already came out and said that, remember, he was one of the first ones that said, we will have a season. It would just be whether or not we have fans. Remember Ohio State, before a bunch of their players, they were talking about how many people they could get into the stadium. Yeah. Now the college football, there's a massive question mark around that because colleges now, you got a lot of people traveling from a lot of places and a lot of families and a lot of young. That is potentially, that conversation is going to be a whole different ball game that I'm not even going to get in. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and let other people have that college because that's going to potentially get a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to get a little testy, that conversation with college football in colleges, because there's going to be some schools that are going to come back. There's going to be some schools that are never going to come back, probably for the next year or two until this thing's completely figured out. Although Fauci said he's optimistic if vaccines come in, but who knows what Fauci, if he's accurate or not on that. Who knows if that vaccine's going to work. So you're going to have a lot of different – that's going to be – college football conversation and decision-making is going to be awesome to watch. And we'll just sit back, and I've learned – we're going to wait until we hear all the facts before we cover it.
What else can you do?
Can't do anything else. But the NFL says, college football, you do whatever you got to do. Give Reggie back his Heisman, by the way. We are going to have a season, and we'll figure this out with the governors.
1,000%.
Mark Emmert, you just kind of go ahead and slap, I was going to say Richard there. I don't know if around. You get it. Yeah.